Welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz, and we are experimenting with lighting today. Again, welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. Today, we are going to talk about energy bodies and our intuition, how the two affect each other. And I'm going to do a meditation, 2 crystals of the week because an extra one showed up, and a healing with the goddess. So again, I'd like to thank you for joining us today. Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz. I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist based in Seattle, Washington. And that light you see is the sun today in Seattle on the coldest day in over a year here. And we are enjoying the sun. So Angela, hi, thanks for joining me today. So, today I have a really serious topic for us all, and that is what our energy boundaries are and how they work. And it's a huge subject, and I am introducing it again today because I have created a webinar series for us all from workshops that I've taught over the last couple of years at a university for healthcare professionals to learn how to be their best selves at home and at work. And it's an important subject for all of us to get a handle on. So we're going to talk about how our energy boundaries work, what that has to do with intuition, and have some fun together. So first, today, we could all use this, right? So here's Fallon, the citrine Lemurian quartz. Let me get in here so you're looking at him instead of me. I'm just really admiring how it looks to me on screen. I hope you can see him really well. Fallon is citrine Lemurian quartz. It's a very rare crystal, and he's a very rare power crystal. And as you connect with him here today, you're going to connect with him however your intuition works more strongly. So you may see pictures, hear him chat with you, feel his energy, or simply know that he's connected with you today. So you take your attention to the top of your head, just breathe down from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And we're just getting connected, mind, body, and spirit, getting grounded and balanced in our bodies here today together. So breathe down. Hi, Linda. Yay, sun in Portland too, I know, and very cold. So breathe down from the top of your head, down your face, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. The top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And as you do that, you just take a deep breath. Just release the cares of the day, all of the busyness of the day. This is our time together. Your time to boost yourself and to join in this remarkable community that Ohm Times people have created for us. Good morning from Vancouver. I know, nice and beautiful up there too today. And now as you start from your feet, move up from your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your face, your third eye, and your crown chakra. So if you're a really strong feelings person, you'll probably feel your crown chakra wide open with us today. Oh, so I heard a noise behind me and I was like, okay, I thought I put my kids in their little places, and I did. So let's talk a little bit about energy boundaries, because it's a huge topic. Good morning. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. These live broadcasts are a great opportunity for us to remember that different parts of the world are on different time zones. And so hope you're enjoying your day wherever you are. So here's the thing. We are all naturally intuitives and healers. That's the premise of my work. Hello, Florida. Premise of my work is that we are all naturally intuitives and healers. The problem is we haven't learned how to use those abilities, and so that's what we're out there doing. But the big thing is we will be better intuitives and healers once we understand what our energy field is or our energy boundaries are, and that we learn how to boost them up And hi, Lisa and Amy, thanks for joining me today, for joining all of us. Once we learn how to boost our energy boundaries, to develop and maintain them, then we become even better at not just using our intuition and our healing abilities, but at having great family lives and good work lives and just really enjoying life in general. So here's how you understand if you've got an issue with your energy boundaries. So if you're feeling like you're stressed out in crowds, or you're feeling chaotic and stressed, or you are tired all the time, or sometimes, you'll say, I am just beside myself. Hi, Michael, thanks for joining us. I'm just beside myself. Well, in a way we are, right? If you feel like you can't feel the ground beneath your feet, or you're feeling disconnected, or you're feeling drained, or you can't say no to people, or you're even feeling a lack of self-worth, these are all issues that can be traced back to your energy boundaries. Hey, thank you, Amy. Thanks for joining us. And you can resolve those issues. And I'm going to teach you how in an upcoming webinar series that I've taught multiple times. And I know it works. And I'm really excited to teach it. Oh, North Wales. I love Wales. Thanks for joining us, Susan. So it must be like 8 o'clock in England, right? Sorry, Wales. I know Americans, we're not always, up on the politics of how people describe their countries, but I love Great Britain. I love Europe. I have not traveled in Africa or Asia, but I have traveled in Europe and across the United States. So we've talked about how energy boundaries affect us, but let me give you an example. So I have trained other intuitives, and people come to me and they want to learn how to be mediums, or they want to learn how to use intuition to talk with animals, or to give people personal and business intuitive advice, all of those kinds of things. And the first thing that I make them do is learn how their energy boundaries work, and really learn to work with their intuition in a practical, everyday manner. And people get really kind of annoyed, and some people will leave because they say, well, hi, thanks for joining us, Susan. Africa, I know, I've had friends who've been there. Truly, I see enough wildlife in my neighborhood, but enough of that. When I teach people how to use their intuition, I want it to be natural. And so when I've trained people and they've left because they're like, I want to be a medium and I don't want to learn this other stuff, I'm like, you cannot be an effective medium, and you cannot keep yourself safe in the intuitive realms if you aren't really well grounded in how your intuition works and how your energy boundaries work. And then I've had people come back and say, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. No one else uses intuition as easily and naturally as you do. How do you do that? And I said, well, I tried to show you. So when people are here in my home office in my busy beach neighborhood, I'll take them outside and I'll have them talk to the wind, and I'll have them talk to a tree or a passing animal. And then people go, I can't do that. And I go, yes, you can. Put your hands in the ground in the garden. Just plunge your hands in the garden and tell me what you're getting. And people will go like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. It's been raining here for days and the ground is dry. And this is before they touch the ground, right? So they won't touch the ground because they feel like they're embarrassed by what people might be thinking of them as they walk down the street. And I'll say, tell me what the garden is telling you. Tell me what you're getting. Tell me what your intuition is telling you about the garden. And they'll say, it's dry, but that makes no sense. So I'll get a shovel and I'll have them dig down, and sure enough, the ground is dry. Why? Because their intuition was giving them proper information, but their common sense, what they thought was their common sense or their experience was that it had been raining for so many days. They didn't know it couldn't possibly be dry. Exactly, Amy, exactly. It is exactly true. In fact, in point of fact, we're considered like the not quite getting it version of life throughout the universe. So Learning to use your intuition properly is really important, and it's really a thing that functions really well, but it really depends on understanding how your energy boundaries work. So in brief, we all have an energy body, okay? And I call it a boundary because in essence, we have our physical body and then we have our energy body. And what does our energy body do? Well, it's kind of our best friend. It's kind of a fairy godmother. Underdeveloped is exactly true, Amy. Our fairy godmother and our secret service all wrapped into one. So what our energy boundary does is help us keep ourselves intact and grounded and balanced, right? And filters out things that come at us, for added protection, but also for discernment. So we know what's going on in our world. And then as you reach out, it helps you attract things to you. So we all want to attract only great things, right? But, anything can come at us during the day, and our energy boundary is part of our ability to discern what works for us and what doesn't, and to keep us healthy and well grounded. And that's just, a quick general description of what our energy bodies do. Now, there are a lot of people paying attention to these days, and that's great because, as you all know, almost on a daily basis, we hear about terrible things happening in the world, and we sometimes have terrible things happen in our own life, as I'm a living example of that this weekend, which is why I don't have all the information up for you on the energy boundaries, because I was dealing with my own in a terrible incident this weekend. So we are fine and safe at our house, but I needed to pull back and shore up my energy boundaries and take care of myself on that plane. And that's what I'm hoping to teach all of you who join me in this upcoming webinar series. So it will be a 5-class series, and it's starting on March 20th. The first class will be free. It'll be short. We'll experiment together online. It will be at the Learn It Live platform, and it will go for 5 weeks, okay? And the reason I like this is we're going to have plenty of time to work together one-on-one. You will get one-on-one time with me, but you will also get time with each other. So after the first class, we're going to close enrollment so that each of us can work with each other, so we can experiment in safety together, so we each understand how not just our energy boundary works, but how the energy boundaries of other people around us work. And that will make us more in tune with what's going on in the world around us, and really give us a good, solid foundation for being able to walk around in our world and know, like, oh, my energy boundary is a little weak because I'm upset about something, or you're tired that day or whatever. And you'll learn how to shore it up. Real practical tips, real practical daily examples, real mind, body, spirit information for each of us so that we can go out and be the best that we can be. And the truth of it is, we all need this because every single one of us is important to the planet, to our countries, to our neighborhoods, to our families. We're all there working together to be the best that we can be. And this is how we start. So from really getting a solid foundation in your energy boundaries, then you can come back and we will take another set of weeks to really work on our intuition. And this is where you will learn to let your intuition naturally guide you to be aware of things that your intuition is trying to make you aware of. And then if you want to talk with dead people, then you can. We'll work on that. And if you don't, and if you're one of those people that finds that the dead are always showing up or waking you up in the middle of the night to talk to you, you realize that it's a choice. You get to choose how you use your intuition, what type of being that you work with, how you use your intuition at home and at work, because we can. The intuitive information is out there every day, giving us all the information that we need to make really good decisions. We just need to learn how to tap it. So I'm really excited to share this upcoming series with you. And I'm using my little tablet here, and the time is really, really small. So I'm trying to think, what time is it here so that I can help you? If we have anyone here today who wants a quick reading, please type in your name and your question, and we'll get to that quickly. If you have any questions on energy boundaries, please tag me on my Facebook page, The Practical Intuitive, Robin M. Fritz, or send me an email at my website, robinfritz.com, ROBYNFRITZ. And I'd be happy to send you some information to chat with you about your own particular circumstance. And that will be a huge part of the class, is that each one of us will have something in particular that we want to focus on in our energy boundaries, work together, and we will look at each person's situation together as a group. And again, reminding you that you'll get one-on-one time with me. Wait, your husband, okay, Sue, I'm confused about your question. But here's the thing. I like to keep the conversations with the dead private because they can often surprise us, and it's very, very emotional. But I'm glad that you brought it up, and I don't quite understand the correct. Oops. Sorry, my computer's asking me a question. Your husband has passed away. Yes, I saw that. I am so sorry. I don't know if that was recent. Sue, it's a terrible thing to lose our loved ones. I understand. And I'm sorry. And please, contact me for a short private session. Because these are really emotional sessions, and I try to keep them private, and this will go out and everybody will see it, and that's, to me, not appropriate for other people to see your personal situation. Oh, that's not even enough time, is it? I know you're still in deep grief. For all of you who are missing someone, or in Michelle here, looking for a twin flame union, gosh, that's, well, first of all, when we're talking about our deceased loved ones, they are not always with us, but they will come if you ask them to come and connect with you. And I do have a webinar up, but we are going to do another webinar on that coming up here in the next month. And I'll ask you to join me on that, where we will do a meditation. We will name all of our deceased loved ones there in the meditation, and we will invite them to connect with us, and we will see what we will get from them. And I'll show you how easy it is for you to connect with your dead on your own. And the reason we don't is that we're worried and we think we can't do it, and we also don't know how our intuition works. So if you're thinking you can speak to your deceased loved ones, but your intuition runs more towards feelings, then your best bet is to ask them to share a feeling with you. Does that make sense? I hope it does. There's that. And as for a twin flame union or finding your soulmate, you need to be very specific when you're asking an intuitive question, because my soulmates are all animals. So if I was asking for my soulmate and expecting a human male to show up, I'd be looking in the wrong place, is what I'm trying to say. So if you're asking for a human, male or female, to show up in your life to be that soulmate connection, make it very specific that you're asking for a male or female, and go ahead and ask for other things, like, somebody who lives nearby as opposed to, 3 continents away, that kind of thing. And that is going to help focus your intuition down and your energy of accepting that love that could come at you. I didn't realize for a long time that my soulmates were animals, my animal family, but I do now. And He's running. Well, that's his energy boundary problem, Michelle. So what you need to do is ask yourself, um, or tell yourself, I am worthy of the best and deepest love connection there is. And if it's this person, why is he running? And if it's not this person, why don't I let go of him and invite another person in? Because once you're holding this particular person um, in your energy field, there isn't room for the other real mate to show up. So think about that and let me know. Someone just asked a question. Would it be selfish to ask if I will be able to move from where I'm living? Of course not. It's never selfish to ask for what you need or want, including, connection with your deceased loved ones, as Sue was asking. But trust that you can also do it on your own. And Susan, I just looking at the question quickly, and my immediate response is that I see you really solidly where you are now for at least the next 3 or 4 months. I don't know what happens in 3 or 4 months. Well, we'll be in deep spring, at least here in the United States. So I don't know where you're chiming in from. But look at that. Don't consider yourself selfish by asking a question. You're human. It's normal to ask. It's great to ask. That's an example of really respecting yourself and your energy boundaries to ask, to get information where you can, because I'm the objective outsider. I'm not in it like you are. So I can give you some information, and then you can take that and say, does that apply to me? Does that make sense to me? Does that work for me? Because that's your job when you get information from anyone. Just like if you were at the doctor's office and the doctor's saying, well, you have this issue and these are the things that we can do to solve it. And you go like, well, I need to go away and think about this, do some research, think about it, figure it out, and I'll come back and talk to you again. Because we are ultimately in charge. And that's what we're here for, to be in charge and to support each other together. So, and Amy, yes, affirmations are great. So for those of you who want to connect with your dead, say, my beloved dead, I would love to connect with you. Let's spend 10 minutes together Tuesday night from 7 to 7:10 or whatever. And just sit there and spend some time, look at their picture, light a candle, feel the feeling of the love that you had for them. For those who are looking for your soulmates, feel what it would be like to love someone that much and to have them love you. Feel that. Just feel it. And feel the connections to other people. The place that you may want to live, Susan, invite it to let you know what it feels like. I live in a place called Alki Beach in West Seattle, in Seattle, Washington. And Heather, you need to contact me privately on that question, but thanks for asking. And we're almost out of time, so I'm going to have to end here. But again, every single question that has been brought up today, you can get information from yourself by sitting, relaxing, inviting your energy boundaries to support you, inviting your intuition to give you information. And, trust yourself and keep a notebook. You may make mistakes. That's life. That's what we came here to do. Learn things, explore things, make mistakes and learn from the mistakes, make great things happen and learn from those as well. Heather, we're all worried about our children, and I don't even have human children. I almost lost my dog child on Saturday to a vicious dog attack, which is why I'm not that prepared today to give you more information on the energy boundaries workshop, because I was tending to my own on the weekend and my family's. We have to learn to trust, but we have to learn to check backgrounds, check our intuition, check our common sense, check our experience, check references. I'm not sure I would hire anybody to care for my kids, and they're all animals, unless I could check their background. Sue, love to all of you too. So here I want to do quickly the crystal of the week, and I picked carnelian again because I've used carnelian in the past, and carnelian is a good stone for energy boundaries. Okay, grounding and anchoring. But as I picked up carnelian, red jasper started yelling at me from the crystal table and said it wanted to join today. So red jasper is also part of grounding and balancing. It is great for energy boundaries. It also corrects unjust situations. So I'm going to see about that dog. And it'll also help clear your aura. So these are two crystals. The red crystals are like root chakra crystals. But really, you need to experience a particular crystal. You can do that by looking at pictures online and see what works for you, because there are a number of different crystals that all have similar functions, and one you may be drawn to and one you may not. For example, I'm not particularly drawn to black tourmaline. I like columbite for grounding and balancing, and that's just who we are. That's just how we work. So my webinar on energy boundaries will start on March 20th. I will have information up on that tomorrow. Join me at the Learn It Live platform. Look it up. But we're going to work hard together. We're going to do theory. Yes, Susan, yes. My dog is fine. Ironically, it was me the dog was trying to get through to get to my dog. It's just crazy stuff down here. We're fine. He's fine. And good, strong energy boundaries, right? But the webinar starts March 20th. I urge you to join us. We're going to have fun together, but we're going to end that series with all of you knowing exactly how your particular energy field works, how you can work with it to boost your intuition and your really success in your daily life at home and at work. And it'll be awesome. And I have seen this work for people in the healthcare field who are struggling with these boundaries every day. Why? Because they're all people who want to help other people, and they tend to give themselves away. So, and also contact me on Facebook if you want more information on that, and we'll be talking more about it in the future. This afternoon, join me at my radio show at omtimes.com radio. Janine Wiest is joining me from Los Angeles. She's amazing. She has a book, Sensory Alchemy, and she's going to talk about how our body gives us the information that we need to be strong and healthy. So body, mind, and spirit this afternoon, real practical stuff, 2 o'clock Pacific time, omtimes.com radio, the practical, intuitive, mind, body, spirit for the real world. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for your questions. I hope you understand how amazing and strong you are, and how able you are to connect with your loved ones, either on the other side or in animal bodies or whatever they are. And now let's ground ourselves back down into our bodies with that healing energy technique from this goddess that I work with. And cross your hands on your heart. Breathe into your palms of your hands. Our palms have healing energy. And then breathe into them. Just feel that air from your body blowing into them. And then offer energy. The practical, intuitive Robin M. Fritz, or just tag me at Robin M. Fritz on my personal page, and I'll get back to you. Or an email at robin@robinfritz.com. And I will go back after the broadcast on my bigger computer and type more information in. But there is information on this broadcast of how to contact me, so you can contact me there. So again, to close out, hands on your heart. Now let's ground ourselves back into our body. Remind ourselves how beautiful and important we are to the world, because we are, each one of us. Breathe into the palms, feel that healthy energy, and then back on your heart, grounding you back into your body, closing out that crown chakra, because connection with Fallon tends to be a little spacey. That's real high vibration energy there. And I want to tell you how important each of you are to me, and I am so grateful to be able to share this time with you each Monday at 11 a.m. And join me this afternoon on my radio show. Contact me, my Facebook page, You'll have more information. The webinar series doesn't start till March 20th. Thank you for joining me. Take care, all of you. Our love and support to all. Take care.